Hi guys, Captain Malfert here. We're gonna talk about a movie review of Hacksaw, a movie I watched. My opinion-based review. So we begin with the movie, our protagonist playing with his brother. And P.S. This movie is also based on a real story, so that's actually happened. Anyway, they begin climbing on a mountain, and their father saying like, "Let them play," but the mother like, "Oh, word is crap," because that mountain is like, yeah, if they fall, they would die, surely. Anyway, then we continue to them playing in the home. And in this case, they are, very good music in this movie. But they're playing in the home, they're arguing about some fuss you have when you are small brothers, as teenagers, or small brothers, when you're small and have a sibling. But then our protagonist decides to hit them with a brick. For no apparent reason, but, he was fucking pissed off at an argument. I don't really remember the argument now, but he was fucking pissed. And the point is then in this time, it's almost beginning of World War II, or it already happened. And it's the end, after the end of World War I or something, after those ends. Because our father, or the father of the protagonists, has survived World War I. Pretty interesting, pretty fun. Or not pretty fun, but pretty interesting in my case. And I like historical stuff, so that's interesting for me. But anyway, he also later on he talks about something, so I'm gonna go to that later. But anyway, they hit the brother hits his little brother, or the older brother hits one of the brother hits with a brick. Anyway, I just explained that because I didn't remember who is the smaller or who is the bigger one. But anyway. Then the father is gonna go doing schooling for them. He's gonna kick them with a belt because this is the 50s. I don't know. This was the teaching and the practice before, which is not allowed anymore. Thank you for that. But anyway, he is almost getting beaten. But then he realized that he is, in some strange way, he's watching a picture of the biblical. Basically all the stages of the Bible that are important, and he's watching the second stage of the two brothers that beat each other up, and that the other one beat him and killed him, the other brother. I don't remember which one that is, but if you do, please tell me in the comments, because I'm just explaining how it is in the movie. So he's watching it, and his mother says, "Luckily you didn't kill him." And he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't want it, I did have rage or something," he didn't mean it. Anyway. So after that, he decided to never kill anyone again. And he is also Christian, and also, I think he has Sabbath as well. One of those two Sabbaths. I don't know which of them it is, but tell me in the comment section below. But anyway, I enjoy for the movie what it was. I was bored a bit in the loving scenes. That's my own taste, not your taste, my own taste. But anyway, we continue into his years of adulthood, or teenage years, if your case. When he is fixing a church, and he's saying you're singing like angels. He's a nice person, he's a nice guy of the town. And then it happens, a car accident or something. And also I forgot something also. I forgot that his little brother and him hated his father because of fighting with his mother and such. His father has post-war. He has the military syndrome of post-war disorder. The thing you get after you experience a war. I don't remember what it's called right now, but I forget. But the point is, his father had it because he survived World War I. And in the beginning of the movie, or some chapters before in the beginning, he bleeds his hands. Sorry, I'm jumping around. He's bleeding his hands. And he says, "Oh, John," or some name of his friends. And he's bleeding in the hand. They're like, "Oh, sorry." But, he's remembering the good time, but he's remembering the bad times of what happened to him in the war. And he is also regrettant against his son to join in the war in... now we're going back. To join in the war. He says, "I don't want to sit around and fooling around in my thumbs." And also his big brother went into the war. He says, fancy suit. His father is very realistic, if we want to say. a pretty nice character. I liked almost all of these characters in the movie. I enjoyed it. But the point is that his father says, I remembered a guy that was named... Okay, I'm gonna just name him a random name, but historically he has another name. I'm just doing it for the sake of this review and doing it fast. He was named Tim or something, and he says he was shot up by the Germans, or by... This is World War I. He was shot up by the enemy, and his nice new fancy suit got all torn apart, and sadly he got killed. But he wanted him to, you know, he's sad about that his beautiful suit got destroyed, and also sad about his friend. But he's just meaning that a fancy suit, eh? He's just meaning that he's just going to go out in war and die like everyone else, and his suit is going to be fucking destroyed. But as well, his friend had a very fancy French suit, or which suit he had when he was in the military. But the point is, he was sad about his friend was a lot of guts, and he even told the guts things when they were eating at the table, which is not a best idea to tell about your past. But the point is, he just told them straight on, like, you're gonna die, you're gonna bloody die, no answer about it. And also, I like that he has a grudge, you know, he has problems, he has World War II, or he has World War I press disorder. Soldier depressed disorder. The thing you get when you're out in war. A shell shock, you get that, sorry. I got it from my assistant's information, but the point is, I got it now. Shell shock. But the point is, anyway, that this developed the character of his father and him and his brother to better characters. You know, they're interesting characters. And his brother was a bit angry, but he said with his little brother, or the brothers, that again did a wink like this. Yeah, you know, don't bother about it. Just go out, I'm gonna talk to him or talk to you later on. He just gave them a signal to do something, you know, like, he doesn't mean anything bad about it, but don't be worried about it. They had it usually. Because as I told you before about the child section of the review of, you know, his father beat the mother and almost tried to kill her with one of the World War I guns at World War I, because he has this stress disorder. He doesn't mean it, but he is in a constant state of a fighting battle inside of his mind. And his son said, I would kill you, sorry, he said, I would kill you, blah blah blah. And that was back before, and he's reminiscing it before in one of the sections in the movie. But anyway, I like the action of the movie, and also that, you know, he says, I really killed my father inside of my heart. Technically he was dead, technically not. But in that confrontation, he was killed in a certain way cyclically, or inside of his head. Inside of our protagonist's head. Anyway, he gets interested in a girl that works as a nurse. Pretty nice, gives the blood to the military to help the force, to help the working. And also, we're going back to the church thing as well. He does the church things, he repairs the things. And he helps a guy from bleeding. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He takes out his belt. He stops the blood pressure. Basically, he was fitted to be a military doctor. Soldier guy, person. Anyway, he gets into it and then talks to her, you know, does nice flirting things, and then he realizes he's dating her in the end. And then he kisses her, but she is angry about him, and they're watching a movie theater, which is one of the movies that actually represented propaganda, or what happened in the war with the Germans, in this case. But anyway, I enjoyed the movie for what it was, and it has some fun moments, and some good moments. And then we know that our protagonist goes into the war anyway, but our father, or the father protagonist, he gets in the military, he gets in the training section, and I liked the sergeant, and in some case I hated the fucking sergeant as well. He's like, are you an Indian, or are you... He's from one of the soldier guys that was nice friends. We don't know if they died, many of them died in the battlefield, but some of them survived. But the point is, one of the guys said, I'm not an Indian, I'm Polish. He's like, you're an Indian, so let me hear your battle cry or something. And I was like, oh my god, you're fucking annoying. Though he's pretty funny, I must say the voice actor in this are pretty funny as doing their roles. Pretty good. One of them are doing good, that they're sergeant role and such. If this review is a bit flying everywhere and I'm talking just everywhere of the movie, it's because I'm interested in the parts I like in the movie. But anyway, he goes into the war. His father, or he is now, he was also imprisoned in the war, or before the war. During the war he was in prison because he didn't want to use any goddamn gun. And I think actually it's stupid that they actually did this. You know, technically I understand if you cannot do all of the regiment of the orders of doing all shooting or all requirements of doing a soldier, you shouldn't be allowed to do the soldier work you want to do. But the point is also you're losing a very good fucking medic in this position, you morons. Technically they resolved this problem by sending his father, and actually his father has a good point in this, and a good moment I like him from his side, is that he says, I fight it for your wars, I fight it for your duties, I did everything for you, and this is what you do. So he basically talks about, you know, in my opinion, is why I've wanted to him to say is that it basically that's what I'm doing, everything I fight it for you, everything of the regiments and everything I did has been for nothing. Or technically he did for something to help his son, but the point is, in my eyes, in my views, what he said for me was meaning, what the fuck yesterday did to you, what did I do for you, I did a lot for you, and this is my repayment? Basically that's my case of the opinion. Or is it of the father, I think. What do you think? Just give me the opinion about it. You know the father in the section court?
The father was awesome, I think. He became a better person by the end.
Technically, yes. His father became a better person, and he has veteran medals from World War I. Pretty cool character. But the point is, anyway, he gets his diploma, he gets in the military, and then we hear about the Indian guy. And also the naked guy, that's Hollywood. He was named Hollywood, actually.
He died, but not really.
No, he didn't. Anyway, some of them survived, and then we see the awesomest part in the movie. You know, I care about his love and relationship with his girl, which I don't mind about it. Though I didn't like the kissing scenes. I am accustomed to them, but that was not my favorite part. I like the action, but I also like the sincerity of this movie. But anyway, this review is a bit around everywhere, but the point is I like the movie in a way. Even if you can interpret it as a bit Christian, or it's a lot of Christianity, but he wanted to, you know, he said one more, and but anyway, that was just my assistant playing with a dog. But the point is anyway, is that he gets into the war, meets some interesting characters, and they bully him to crap because he doesn't want to use a goddamn gun. But as I told you before about the medic, and about that they lose a fucking good medic in this case, and also they prison him in jail for a couple of months. But he survived and he wanted to do it. But one of the guys actually said something. The Japanese are not gonna forgive you if you're a Christian or whatever. And also, I know you're doing the protection of God or whatever, you're doing what you follow, what you want, and what your feelings is, and what your personality is, and what you believe, and what you want to do, he said to him. Or a protagonist. The other guy said to him, to the protagonist. But the point is, anyway, sorry I pointed the wrong way. But anyway, the point is that he said that in the war we are fighting a demon, or a hellish demon, which is Adolf Hitler, by the way, in the case. But the point is that I think it's a more gray area in this case. Everyone is fighting for something that they believe in is correct. But in the end and all, everyone is dying like dead corpses, eaten by rats, eaten by hundreds of corpses. And it was pretty fucking gross. Not gonna lie. And my dog is playing with something stupid. But anyway, that's not the point. He meets some of the characters, then he gets beaten, and he even has the fucking recollection of saying, they didn't beat me the crap last night, and they vended the bend over. They made him like blue pincushion in his face. Nothing more to say about that. But the point is, he didn't even say who they were. Even he knows clearly that they were people around him, standing around, the same people that's standing around beat the crap out of him. But he was an honest person, which I give her credit for. There are not many honest people in the world right now. Sometimes there are, but not in this case. But anyway, the bully guy in this movie became a badass tank, and we think he almost died. And I believed him not to die. And in some of the dream sequence, we got a dream sequence, and now we're going into the battlefield section, or to the awesome section of this movie. Anyway, we got a lot of character development, and even I hated the sergeant and I liked him at the same time. A bit of hate-love relationship with his characters, in a certain way. What do you think? I think so. But anyway, go to Battlefield 1945. Stop eating crap! That's my dog, sorry. Just don't bother with that. But anyway, he gets into the battlefield. That's a Lego piece. Stop him. Sorry, that's my dog eating and doing stuff. So just don't bother with that. We'll continue. 1945, sorry. He gets into the battlefield. The bunkers of Japanese islands. And they're doing the assault. And they hear about that one of the groups, 1960 group, has been slaughtered as fuck. And of course, this is World War II, so it's not expected, or it's expected. But the point is, one of the medics survives and says, you know, the American... the American character building or character development in this movie, one of the medics said, you know, save this kid, save him instead of me. And then he saves a lot of people, but this medic died, unfortunately. And I don't know this funny part, but also it's funny but stupid, that one of the guys survived from the 996 battalion, and he screamed, and both of them got shot in the face, exploded their face like this, crack, and they just alerted everyone to slaughter. Fucking stupid, tripping out of corpses and checking corpses, like, oh, I'm gonna check this fucking corpse. Good idea, moron. You sended us into a bloody battle of hell. From both sides. And I like the grenades, I like the designs, and even that the Japanese are determined to do whatever they need to. That's the way of doing it. But we also see from the American side a point that they are like beasts, technically. But if you think about it, you have basically exploded their houses, their ruined shit. So, of course they would beat the crap out of you. But anyway, not point aside, or those point aside, we see our protagonist saving Japanese people as well. He doesn't care about it. He's saving everyone he can. He's a medic. That's his point. That's his job. And he does it. He saved one Japanese guy in the caves. We see some cool action scenes. He's even, for God's sake, everyone is like, get out of here, bye-bye. Everyone is dying, you know, doing cool action scenes and such. But they're even showing how the brutality are to both sides like idiots. Like a brutality of both sides of idiots. But anyway, the point is that they try to do their best. They're showing humanity in this movie, in a certain way. And I like this movie for it. I was always in my seat in the movie theater, if you want to know, wondering when he's gonna get captured, when he's gonna get saved people, and he is doing one more. He is the only one left up on that bunker hill, saving like half a platoon, half a fucking mile of platoons, Japanese people included, himself. And they are saying about a joke about, I'm just gonna go back to the military base. He doesn't even want to prove it to one of the generals that said to him, shoot things, he needs to sign it up. I told you before, he needs to sign it up. But anyway, he does one of the rope things, and it looks like a fucking bra. But anyway, that bra roping thing actually saves their asses. So, I think it was not a bad idea to do that. Technique. Smart technique, by the way. And the general, his general admits it. And he is a very, very famous actor. I liked all of these actors. I liked all of these actors of this movie. I enjoyed it and was fun. But anyway, we hear about the battlefield, and also our protagonist gets the weird dreams I told you about before, that the Japanese would kill them and stab them and shoot them directly. And also, we know a bit more backstory about the bully, or about the bully with the badass bar machine gun weapon. He even uses one of his guys, or one of the other people that died, as a fucking meat shield, which is quite bad for the person's relatives. Sorry for that happened. But the point is, he used it to survive himself, the human survival instinct. Which is quite a smart idea, and luckily he is not alive. If he was alive, he would be feeling pain again and die again. Not funny. But anyway, I like the Japanese, how they are portrayed as well in a bit, but I also like that the Japanese are actually strict with their codes. But also that some of the Japanese are not the worst asshole in the world. Because he's saving some Japanese soldiers. He doesn't care about who is gonna die. He wants to save people. Or, he does care about who's gonna die, but sorry for that statement. But the point is, he's saving people anyway. He saves even a Japanese in one of the caves. And I don't know how he fucking hid it from 3 or 4 or 6 groups of Japanese people passing by him, which is fucking impossible shit in there. But I like the movie, I like the actions. The shortest of actions was not bad. Was good. Cool, pretty was. But the point is, they died in a graphical way. We see them burn, we see them burning flames, torturing the flames. And also, in the end, our protagonist, I'm just gonna say some things though. He saved the Japanese, he saves when everyone else has gone like, we're gonna get out of here, we don't fucking care, we need to leave. He said, I wanted to save this guy, you know, the bully. What was his name? We call him Stefan or something. I don't know his real name, we're gonna look it up later, or the character's name in the movie. But the point is, he saved his life, he tried to save him, but he was already dead. But he decided himself to say, I want to save everyone I can, as I can. He was like determined as shit. I was enjoying this part of the movie when he's actually saving people. Fun. But the point is, he is actually saying, God, one more. Even if you put it in like, it's very God or Christianity in perspective, he wants to save everyone because he doesn't want to do bad things like he did when he was a child. He wants to basically do redemption of himself or something like that. He wants to prove that I am a medic, I can do what I can do. And he actually did the fucking dangerous things ever. And in reality, this person got a medal for his service, what he did. And he died in 2006. Sad. I wanted to talk to him though. Pretty cool. But anyway, the point is, he saved a lot of people, but I was always in my suspense in this part of the share, even when you were saying "chush" or something. Yeah, I was talking too much, I know. But the point is, I like the movie, I like the Coca-Cola stuff as well, you know, the stuff of food, they had it well in the movie. But the point is that I like the chemistry between these people. Americans, Japanese, or how their goals or views are, even if they're extreme on both sides. They're fighting what they want believe is right, in this case. But anyway, he saves a lot of people. But he actually saves a guy from almost dying by the Japanese when he tried to save another one, but he died. And we see how they die graphically. Rats are eating, as I told you before, rats are eating even Japanese. They don't fucking care which flesh they're eating. So they are not like, you know, racist against anyone. They're eating flesh from whichever corpse they find. Ugh. But anyway, that was disgusting. He avoided grenades from Japanese grenades, and they even did some cool action scenes in the movie about one of his friends exploded a Japanese guy into pieces by putting the bomb right into him instead, which was quite sad, but anyway, pretty badass, and another character died exploding as well. Holy shit. It was a lot of explosion, a lot of fun action. It's basically take Tim Burton and put him in explosion actions, or put some director that likes to do explosions. Basically it's this type of the thing. But anyway, I enjoyed the movie's visuals, music, and the time period of it. A bit of it. And I also like that the father even talked about, you know, I lost my friends too when I wanted to do the things I wanted to do. And in my case, I like the movie because they reflected on both wars in a certain occasion. But anyway, he saves a lot of people, as I told you before again, damn it. I like this scene particularly. But also, he even asked about the Japanese people. What happened to them? They unfortunately died, said the medic. Unfortunately died, eh? More assassination or murder on my frame, perhaps. Or they could have died of their wounds. They could have. But why take this effort in the whole night? Okay, I can say to you how much hour he did on this. He did half a night, half another day, or half let me say 20 days, saving a lot of people by himself. And his hands even hurts in his hands. It's like this. I cannot even move my hands, but I'm still doing it. And you must give him a fucking courage for it, because he jumps, he dodges shooters, sharpshooters, mind you, and he also saved the Japanese guy saying, I'm taking you morphine, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm giving you a bandage, and I wonder if this guy is alive. And some of the Japanese died in the explosions, and when they surrendered, they tried to do the vanishing kill, and he even stops it. He beats the grenade, he sacrifices his goddamn leg for your men, for their men. And everyone said that he's only the weakling. The smeknamn, the nickname they gave him was Weaky, or Weak. Yeah, they gave him Weak. And he is the person that saves half a battalion of people, and Japanese included, after they executed him, killed him off spot. Which I think is a douchebag move. He did all effort to save them, and for what? So his fellow men could kill them. Good idea, bastards. Good idea. Though it's actually reality, so I know. But I'm fucking angry about it. Though I understand it's war, it's the enemy, but that's the point. The First World War is the same, but they realized that they lost their humanity as well in this point. My only ragging about this movie. But anyway, they got killed by their infection or by their damage. I'm a bit sad for them. But he saved one of them, and I wonder if they talk about it in the movie. And we also see a funny tidbit. This is the last part of the movie review, sorry. I talked about the same part of the movie. But many characters did their finest best. Many of the characters of his friends died. Some of them survived. And even they were mentioning that he saves everyone up there. When they just just abandon it. We cannot do anything more. And I will say, you didn't get the medal. You didn't get the medal. You didn't get the respect. Move away, please. But anyway, I understand, but the point, they needed to retreat. They needed. But he even uses one of the guns to save one of his generals. The guy that are you an Indian? Or are you an Indian? To the Polish guy.
Let me hear your battle cry.
That was quite funny. Quite funny, and I hated it because he was like, oh my god, you're so annoying. Racist bastard as well, too. But even a poor racist bastard sometimes needs to be saved. That person, I mean. The person that our protagonist saves with the sleeve and saves with his weapon. He even shoots them and saves them. And he throws them out, kick out, and then he stays there and still hides. So I wonder, he saved Japanese people, he saved a lot of people, but anyway, I'm just rambling on, sorry. Though we see in the end of the movie, at the credit sections, of the people that actually survived by this real person's efforts in the movie. And they said they saved him, and they portray the same scenes. For example, one of the guys were bleeding with one eye, he was saved, and he is actually talking in the movie afterwards.
Based on a true story.
It's based on a true story, so they're talking afterwards, like credits, and talking like they saved, He saved a lot of people. And I was pretty inspiring, I don't care if he was Christian or not. Though it was a bit of Christian themes. But anyway, this point, you can look at this movie like Private Ryan's other child you could have mixed with the other things. Pretty cool. And I enjoyed it. I could say that I give it a plus in a way. I give this movie a 9, 8, 8, a 9. I give it an extra for this time. And also, it was a happy-ish conclusion. And also that one of the guys actually realized that they are not what he was. Sorry. What should we say? They didn't realize that he was such a person he was. They misjudged him, if you would say. But anyway, I enjoyed this movie, and we'll see you next time. All of us, goodbye. Shit. Wrong button.